lovely world. So I felt like this was the most important topic that I could talk about today, and that is fear. We all have it. We all have something that we're afraid of. And I have multiple things that I'm afraid of. I'm not, I'm not afraid of spiders. I'm not afraid of snakes. I'm not afraid of, things like that. I'm only going to talk about two things here. And they're both, pretty big fears. Every single person on this planet has a fear of something, one thing or another, whether they're afraid of something. Like I said, I mentioned here, before, some humans may have a fear of spiders or snakes or clowns or birds or water or fire or anything in the world, really. But the two things that I'm afraid of most are not, I'm afraid that I'm not going to be able to continue my, family and my legacy, if you want to call it a legacy. But I want my family to grow. Now, I know that, you're all thinking, that that's not really a fear to be, that's not something really to be afraid of. But for me, I'm not getting any younger. I'm not, the greatest representation of my generation. And, it scares me to think that, my parents won't have, grandkids of their own. That's what really scares me. And my brothers won't have nieces and nephews. And my cousins won't have second cousins and so forth and so on. And my aunt and uncles won't have great nieces and nephews. I mean, they already do with my other cousins, but the fact of the matter is that that's what terrifies me. Now, I know that's not the worst fear on the planet. I get that. And it may not even be a fear at all. But that's what scares me the most, is that I won't be able to have a family. And, I've thought of, what kind of family I want. And I've talked about what kind of family I want in life. And I know it sounds like I'm trying to be a male feminist and be that weird guy that everyone thinks is just a weirdo. That's not the case. I prefer to have daughters. I do. I don't want any sons. And if that makes me weird, so be it. I'm weird. But that's what I want in life, is that I want to be able to have as many daughters as I can. But I'm not getting any younger. I'm going to be 32 in, what is it? We're 9 months from now. And I don't know what's going to happen for the rest of my 30s. And I know that you're all thinking that I should be out there, working and, earning money so I can start a family and stuff like that. You're preaching to something that I already know. And I know I'm a lazy son of a bitch. I know that. I know that I don't do things the way the world wants me to do them. And I know a lot of you have probably already given up hope on me over the course of these past 8.5 years, or these past 31 years and some change. But this is what I do. This is how I do things best. That is the most important, fear that I have. There's another fear that's just as equal to that, and that's dying. And now I'm not saying dying alone. I'm saying dying in general. I'm afraid of death. I know someday I'm going to die. I know that. But that's the one thing. I mean, that's the second thing that I'm afraid of most in my life, is that I die before, something amazing or something great happens. And I'm not just talking about relationships. I'm not just talking about friendships. I'm not just talking about families, me starting a family and stuff like that. I'm talking about, losing my life before my time is over. That is what scares me the most. That's what terrifies me the most, or tied for the most. And because I've seen so much in my lifetime, I've seen so many of my relatives, so many people I consider my friends, so many actors and actresses that I've seen in movies and TV shows and stuff like that, and musicians and, YouTubers even, that have died before their time was over. And it scares me that I could be another, statistic in this whole world that we're living in. And that is what truly terrifies me, is that I don't know if I'm going to survive this. I probably will survive this whole pandemic, and it'll be over within a couple years, and whatever happens, happens. I just don't want to die without my friends next to me, or my family, or things like that. And I would love to live to be in my 90s or my early 100s. But the likelihood of that happening is the smallest amount. I mean, it may happen, but that's 50 years down the road, 60 years down the road even. It's a long time from now that I could die or would die. The most important thing I want to know is that when I do die, whenever that is, that there are people who love me around me on my deathbed or at my funeral, stuff like that. Even though I don't want to die for a long time, that is something that, terrifies me completely. The other thing that terrifies me completely is I'm not going to have the daughters that I would love to have. And I'm not going to do anything to those daughters or anything like that, so don't even think that. It's just, I prefer to, to be, the best dad I can be to whatever I have, whenever I have it. But I'm going to be 32, like I said, I'm going to be 32 in 9 months. And I don't even have a job. And I know that's what you're all thinking right now, is that this guy needs to have a job before he can have a relationship with someone. But that's not necessarily the case. I know loads of people who don't have jobs that have a girlfriend and or a boyfriend or whatever it is. And that's okay for them. And that's what they should do. Now, I don't know if that's going to be different for me or what's going to happen. But I'm hoping whatever does happen, those two fears that I've felt for a long time, even since I turned 25, just disintegrate and just go away. But not all fears disappear completely. There's still a small portion of it that will always be in the back of our brain, or in somewhere deep down in our hearts, that those fears can consume you and destroy your personality or who you are. And you shouldn't let those fears control you. You shouldn't let those things that you're afraid of destroy you as a human being or control your life and make things not just 10 times, not just 100 times, not just 1,000 times, but 1,000,000 times worse in your life. Just think about that next time you think about what you're afraid of, or what you feel in your heart that you're afraid of. Because destroying someone's person is the worst thing, and fears do that. And I don't know what else to say on that topic, so I'm just going to leave it at that. I will see you tomorrow with a brand spanking new vlog. And I want to wish Carolina Lowe, who was it? Brittany Tucker? Was she one? No. That's another day. Kirsten Bell, Vin Diesel, and there's one other one, I can't remember who it is now, but I just want to wish all four actors or actresses or models a happy birthday today. And if there's a YouTuber that has a birthday today, happy birthday to them as well. And if there's a friend of mine who has a birthday today, happy birthday to them as well. So it's just happy birthday to anyone who has a birthday today. Whether you're a celebrity, whether you're a YouTuber, whether you're a friend of mine or someone I've known in the past, happy birthday. I will see you tomorrow with the brand spanking new vlog. And I'm Monday's vlog is going to be a little different. Because it's just, I have something I have to do from 9 a.m. until midday, so I'm not going to say what that thing is, but I have somewhere I have to be, so, and that's Monday. And then I probably won't have to deal with anything until, 2 weeks from now, or it could be months from now. Who knows what's going to happen with this whole thing. Anyways, with that being said, goodbye.